A commonality that I see among creatives and growth-oriented people is the frustration around what do I want? And I totally get this frustration. I used to have this frustration a lot too, where I couldn't decide what I should pursue, what do I want, what are my desires, and really it came down to, well, there's so many choices. I don't want to waste all this time trying to figure out what it is that I want and then just have it be a waste of time. So I totally get that. So if you're in this position, we're going to discuss in this video about how to get clear on what it is that you want. So let's first dive into, where does this all come from? The confusion around what do I want? And at first, you may think that your wanter is broken, but I can tell you, we're human beings, our wanter is not broken. We're designed to desire, we're designed to want. The real issue is that it comes to a decision-making problem, actually. So it's not that our wanter is broken, it's that we're having issues making a decision. And a lot of times that stems back from learnings in our childhood, from our parents, our teachers, or other authority figures as we were growing up. And we hear phrases like, well, you can't get what you want, or you shouldn't want, or money doesn't grow on trees. And when we start learning those things, we start to believe that we can't have what we want, and then we develop a lot of resistance around wanting in itself. So that could be one of the sources or an issue around why you can't figure out what it is that you want. Another reason could be just a framing issue. So oftentimes we ask, what do I want? And then what follows is, I don't know what I want. So then we get stuck in this circular pattern of, what do I want? I don't know what I want. What do I want? I don't know. What? I don't know. What? I don't know. And then we just never get out of it. And then, it just leads to all kinds of haywire confusion. And we're just, stuck in that endless circle again. But what helped me get out of this trap was to reframe it into a matter of appreciation. So instead of saying, what do I want? Say, what would I appreciate? Or what would I appreciate long term? Or does this want pay off in long-term appreciation? Because when you look at that side of it from appreciation, you really want the things that you're going to appreciate, right? Like, you don't want to spend money or time on something that's just going to, go up in smoke in a couple seconds, and then you're left with this empty feeling. None of us want that. What we want is the things that we desire to pay off long term. So we have to look at it from that standpoint, from a sense of appreciation. So here's the example now that I want to share with you. So recently, my wife and I invested in the kayak lifestyle. So we just bought 2 kayaks and all the gear with it. Can't wait to get on the ocean. We have the paddles, the kayaks, we got our 2 dogs. Like, we can't wait to throw them all in and just go out kayaking for a day all summer long. And we've wanted this for many years. And now we're just doing it. And the reason why is because this year, we decided to ask a different question. We said, you know what? We've been wanting these kayaks forever. Would this pay off in long-term appreciation? And the answer was, well, yeah, it definitely would. It matches our lifestyle. And, we live about 2 minutes from the ocean. So we have, tons of fun ahead of us because there's so many places for us to just drop our kayaks and go. So we just bought the kayaks. We started aligning ourselves with what we would appreciate versus just, what do I want? What do I want? And just talking about it. Now, on the flip side of things that we wouldn't appreciate is going out to eat a lot. We recently just made this adjustment where we found ourselves going out to eat a lot just for convenience. We were tired at the end of the day. We didn't feel like making dinner, so we would just go out to eat. And we really didn't appreciate that experience because we would just, be tired and eat and then just get done with it and then just come home. So we decided, we don't appreciate that. Let's just cut that out. Other than saying, hey, we're having a date tonight, then we can go out to eat because we would appreciate that long-term connection. And we've really enjoyed cutting out the convenience of going out to eat. We appreciate much more being home and connecting and making wholesome foods. So appreciation, that's one way to look at it, to get out of that circular loop of not knowing what you want. The next exercise can be equally as helpful too. So rather than just saying, what do I want, you can frame it as different questions to journal about. So one of them could be, what do I love? What would I like to have? Or if I could have anything, what would it be? What do I want to experience? What would my bad self want? What would my highest self want? So those questions can be different ways of looking at what you want and to bring clarity, to that situation, to bring clarity to what it is that you want. But ultimately, after you get clear on paper, you have to go out and just do it, right? At some point, you got to just take a handful of your wants and go out and experience them to see if it's something that you actually like to do or to experience. So, and one last thing I want to say when you're doing the journal exercise too is don't just write 5 or 10 wants. Really push yourself and go for 100 wants. That's right. Try to write out 100 wants, 100 desires using those questions. And I'll post those questions in the description for you. So there you have it. I hope that was helpful in bringing clarity to figuring out what it is that you want in life. Feel free to comment below. And I appreciate that you're here. And thank you for watching. I'm Nick Fenningworth.